From the Clark Ford Studio in Oxford, Mississippi, MVW Digital proudly presents the Oxford Exxon Podcast.
I'd say thanks for tuning in, but why am I going to give you a round of applause for something that you're supposed to do, to be frank?
And now, here are your hosts, Chase Parham.
And broadcast school has really paid off.
And Neal McCready.
I deserve to be on TV.
Welcome to this Tuesday edition of the Oxford Exxon Podcast. Chase Parham, Neal McCready, Clark Ford Studio this morning. Obviously, we'll talk a good bit of Ole Miss football today. The Rebels got back to work, I guess, on Sunday. Had a day off yesterday, but it wasn't a day off for us on Labor Day. We had normal press conference stuff. We talked to Matt Luke, Mike McIntyre, and Rich Rodriguez. We'll discuss that a little in the lead up to Ole Miss and Arkansas this Saturday night, the home opener for the Rebels at 6:30 p.m. facing Chad Morris and his Razorbacks. So we'll go through a good bit of that. We got lines today as well, a day later than usual because of no podcast yesterday with the holiday. So we'll look at those as well. A couple surprising parts of the Ole Miss line to me. We'll get into that as we go through the day on the podcast, brought to you every single day by the Oxford Exxon, Highway 6 West in Oxford. You know, you can get great gas prices courtesy of the Mobile Rewards Program, the Speed Pass Plus app. Now that home football is back this weekend, save your Stadium Cup, 49-cent bottomless refills there with the Oxford Exxon and throughout Blue Sky locations up and down I-55 and throughout Mississippi. Also, you get ribs, you get lunch specials that are $4.99, daiquiris, and much more. And again, we're coming to you from the Clark Ford Studio.
We are. Clark Ford's in Amory, Mississippi. 662-257-1900 is the number. Call it. Ask for Corey Clark. Tell him what Ford you're thinking about, what Ford you're interested in, what Ford you want. He'll send you a quote within 15 minutes in business hours. It's that simple. It's right to the bottom line. There's no hassle. There's no haggle. It is the way to do your car shopping. You can get your quote. You can shop it around if you like, or you can do what I've done, what so many others of you fellow listeners have done, and that's get yourself into a Clark Ford. You'll love the product. You'll absolutely love the service, both during the sale and then after the sale. Corey wants to be your car guy. He wants to be your truck guy, and he will prove to you what that means once you make the call. 662-257-1900.
What do you want to talk about? What do you want to start? What do you want to do?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot to get to. We did a podcast right after the game. We've dissected the game. I am struck a little bit in the last 48 hours or so at how bewildered people are about what they saw. And frankly, I'm not sure that I even agree with their assessment of what they saw. Like I have people asking me, why were they so unprepared? I didn't think they looked unprepared. I have people say, why were they so anemic on offense? Look, they were more anemic than I thought they'd be, but I didn't walk into this thing thinking they were going to light up the scoreboard with 45 points. I knew throughout my mind that this is more than just a redshirt freshman making his first college start, playing in his first significant college game. I knew there was more than that. I knew there was more than, hey, this is a new system in its first game. You can try super hard to replicate a game, and you can't. You never know what you're going to get until the first game. And then I knew, hey, there's young guys in the backfield. It's a young receiver core. The backup tight end's a converted quarterback. The offensive line is shaky at best, frankly. I knew all the recipe was there for it to be a struggle on offense, for it to be a slog. The fact that they had a chance to win the game in the fourth quarter despite playing the way that they did is – I've seen people say there's no grit. I thought they played with a lot of grit. In the third quarter, early on, it looked like they were getting ready to get run out of the stadium, and they fought back and put themselves in a position. You got to give credit to Memphis. The kid had a great punt. They downed it at the 2-yard line. They had a great play call right there. I'm not sure whether Ole Miss had a great play call or not right there. I don't know. I don't know what they were trying to do. It got blown up so fast. But give them credit, and then give Memphis credit. Their offense, with 6.5 to go, ran the clock out.
Ole Miss ran one offensive play the last 11 and change of the game. One. And it was a safety.
Yeah, I mean, that speaks volumes to the. I think the defense got worn down.
They did.
I think they got fatigued. They were out on the field way too long. Time of possession, which was a Rich Rodriguez problem at Arizona, was a problem on Saturday. Ole Miss's offense in the first half went fast and went 3 and out fast. I think 1 for 10 third down conversions. That's not a good recipe. Here's the thing. People say, what do you think? Well, I think it could get worse before it gets better. That's what I think. Now people have film. Arkansas is going to look at the Memphis film repeatedly, and they're going to do the same stuff to them in an attempt to make it to throw off Corral. They're going to bring pressure, and frankly, Arkansas's defense is going to be better than Memphis's defense. It's going to be more athletic. It's going to be faster. They're going to throw stuff at Corral that he's seen, some stuff that he hasn't seen. They're going to try to take away Scotty Phillips to the best of their ability. Scotty doesn't get enough credit. You pointed this out to me yesterday. Of his 60-some-odd yards, basically 3/4 of it was after contact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he averaged 3.3 yards per carry, and it was well over into the 2s after contact per carry. I don't have the number in front of me, but yeah.
He had a good game.
Considering what he had to work with, and that's kind of where I was going. The offensive line just did not protect. Now, did Corral make some bad decisions? Was he late with some throws? Sure. There's no doubt. It went all the way around everywhere. The wide receivers didn't necessarily separate at times. A lot of stuff yesterday.
Not to interrupt real quick, but once you take Braylon Sanders out, it's now Elijah Moore and a bunch of new dudes.
Yeah.
I know people go, well, Miles Battle played some last year. He did, but it was mop-up. Mop-up and starting the damn game
the same thing.
Are two different creatures.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going. There was 2 bits of news yesterday, if you want to talk straight news out of the press conference. One, Braylon Sanders, questionable with a hamstring.
Which probably means he's not playing.
Yeah, he's injured to some degree. He left the game, only played not many snaps at all. I had it out the other day because I had snap counts on the board. And then 2, Nick Broeker is going to play Saturday. Those are the 2 things. Because on Saturday, we always talked about rotations and how many you trust and all that. Ole Miss played 6 offensive linemen. Now, they only had 53 offensive snaps, which way too few. But 4 of the 5 offensive linemen played all 53 snaps. Eli Johnson, Royce Newman, Michael Howard, and Brown.
Yep.
And then Bryce Matthews and Alex Givens split reps. Givens played 37 plays. Matthews played 16 plays. That's how it broke down the offensive line. So it is, at least, I think Matthews would have probably played some anyway, but it's realistic to think that had Givens not been hurt, they would have just played 5 offensive linemen on Saturday. Because Givens isn't coming off the field more than anybody else. You know what I mean?
They took Givens off some in the second quarter to save him for the the end.
So they're going to play Broeker. I assume they're going to play Broeker at left tackle, right?
That's my guess. It's what makes
sense. I'm going to post some grades on the message board in a minute. I'm going to do it or later. We got a couple different podcast things today. And I'm not picking on him. This is not the point. But Ole Miss has got to get better up front, period. I'm looking at grades from Pro Football Focus for Saturday. And from an offensive line standpoint, here are the overall grades.
Michael, on a 1 to 100 scale.
1 to 100 scale.
Okay.
Michael Howard, 51.2. Royce Newman, 51.3. Ben Brown, 60.1. Bryce Matthews, 53.7. Alex Givens, 65.9, and Eli Johnson, 50.2. Here's the more concerning one for me, because we're talking about left tackle. We're talking about a spot where you're getting the rush ends. We're getting the best of the best in this league from a defensive end standpoint.
It's a blind side. Someone wrote a book about it one time. Made a movie and everything.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Uh-huh.
In 28 pass play reps, Michael Howard pass blocking graded out 16.1. 16.1. It's not picking on Michael Howard.
It's on a 1 to 100 scale.
But
that's come on. They weren't good enough up front to win a game. I remember thinking, if these guys force overtime with the performance that they've had, that's a miracle. It's also, now that I've had a couple of days to think about it, this isn't even a hot take. This isn't against Jeff Calkins or Gary Parrish or any of the people over in Memphis that, for whatever reason, it's part of that media mentality up there that you've got to be just most civic-minded person in the world, apparently. But I don't think Memphis is very good. They didn't pass the eye test to me.
Those are my two questions coming out of Saturday because I watched a pretty good bit of football. You and I finished up 4:30, 5, somewhere in there. I watched a lot of Auburn and Oregon. I watched a good bit of football. I watched a good bit of Georgia Vanderbilt on Saturday night. And what struck me was I don't know how good Memphis is, which at least would tell me something about this Ole Miss team a little bit. I have no clue. I mean, they're not going to go winless in the American, but I don't necessarily think they're going 12-0 either. Are they any better than or worse than Houston that we saw on Sunday night? I don't know.
They're worse than Houston.
You think so?
Yeah. Just from an eye test, week 1, Houston's better than Memphis.
I don't know. So we have those questions, and then 2, Ole Miss is going to play a lot of mediocre football teams this season. How do they rate against the other mediocre football teams? Yeah. I don't know.
I don't either.
How are they against Vanderbilt? How are they against Cal, who beat UC Davis 27-13? How are they against Arkansas that, frankly, a late pick in that Portland State game gets kind of weird?
The Portland State game was weird.
Yeah.
Arkansas kept looking like they were going to pull ahead by a couple of scores, and they couldn't do it. They had a couple of stupid mistakes, and they didn't look particularly good. They looked kind of flat, which is weird for me when a team looks flat in an opener. But I thought they looked a little flat. It apparently was hot there. They assumed they would beat Portland State and kind of went through the motions, and it showed. They didn't look good. They didn't pass the eye test. Looked athletic in some spots. I'll be curious to see what they look like on Saturday, but they didn't blow me away. The Auburn-Oregon lived up to the hype. It was a really entertaining game. That defensive back for Oregon, I'm sure, has not slept a wink yet. He misplayed that final play badly, and had he played it right, we're not doing all this Bo Nix, the great hero stuff. Wasn't a good throw. The receiver made a good play on the ball. Yeah, I mean, look. Who's good? Georgia's clearly very good. LSU looked really good. Now, they weren't playing.
I saw the score. I did not watch a snap.
Their offense looked different. It's open. It's wide open. Joe Burrow had a quote about getting out of the dinosaur age with the offense, which was interesting. South Carolina did not look good. They absolutely vomited.
And now Jake Bentley's hurt.
They vomited a game. You have to wonder what Will Muschamp's job situation is. If this thing falls apart, they're going to play the kid, Helinski, I think.
Helinski.
They're going to play him starting Saturday against Charleston Southern. So they get a kind of a warm-up game to figure it out before Georgia comes in and destroys their soul.
So really you have 2 warm-up games because you're not winning that one anyway.
Not winning that one either. Yeah, so you got a little time to experiment. Missouri loses at Wyoming, which was to me kind of the shocker of the weekend. Tennessee gets beat. That I know everybody goes, that's a shocker. I just don't. I said before the season I didn't buy them at all, and I turned out to be right. They're not good. Mississippi State was better on offense, not as good on defense. Obviously, they lost a lot of people. It showed. Their inexperience on defense showed. I don't know, man. I don't know what I think. People say, give me, I'll say this. It's one game. For Ole Miss, it was not a good start. It is an inauspicious beginning to a season. And if Saturday goes badly, a lot of the disaster scenarios that we've talked about start putting themselves into place. They, from a feeling standpoint, can't afford to lose Saturday. I'm not sure the fan base recovers from a loss Saturday. But from a football standpoint, it's a winnable football game. And they have some things on from the Memphis game, especially on the defensive end, that they can build on.
Look, we're going to spend some time this week sort of on culture of university, a lot of stuff like that. It's 2 different arguments. You've got the football argument strictly on the field where, yes, they play a winnable game against an SEC opponent that's not very good, that they beat last year in Little Rock, and that it's still just part of this build. We knew the credit card was coming due. We knew that it wasn't all perfect, and you just try to build on each week and get a little better and a little better and a little better, and you see where it shakes out at the end. From a football standpoint, that's where Ole Miss is. However, like you just said, it feels like every single game is that gambler who's behind and he goes and gets more markers from the casino and comes back to the table and comes back to the table and comes back from the table. And he lost his $100,000 on his marker against Memphis. And now you play Arkansas where you lose. There's going to be I don't know what the crowd's going to be Saturday. Probably not great. You have Southeast Louisiana the very next week where if you lose, it's awful the next week.
Yes.
And then you're not going to get them back for cash. Like, it's just, it feels like it's just this building and just this huge mountain that keeps getting more and more dirt piled on it right now. If you're Ole Miss, and at some point they've got to do something on the field to negate that and at least find some oxygen somewhere, because it feels like they're really close to flatlining should they lose on Saturday from a fan base standpoint, strictly speaking.
Yeah, I say this all the time, and people not push back. I think they're struck by it a little bit. I don't get out much. You know that. I don't. So I'm going somewhere with this. So I just don't get it unless it's doing a dad thing. I don't get out much here. I'm busy. I do 22 podcasts a week, and then I write stuff, and the kids are busy and stuff. So I don't really have time to get out much, and then sometimes I'm sort of disinclined to get out much, if I'm totally honest. But I was someplace the other day, and a fairly prominent merchant, who you and I both know, came up to me and said, "What do you think?" And I said, "I don't know. We'll see." He goes, "We need a win." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "We just need a win. Town needs a win. Businesses need a win. Need a win." And there was almost a desperation in the voice. And it just struck me a little bit. I thought, you do know this season could go badly quick. They could play well and this season go badly. They could look good by the end of the season and be a 4-8 team. That is absolutely realistic. And I thought, no, but that's not what people want to hear. And so it's that deal of, Chase, it's the difference. I talk about rebuilds all the time. I live with a 12-year-old boy who eats, lives, and breathes sports. And he keeps saying to me, he'll ask me at least once a week, "How many games do you think the Thunder are going to win, Dad?" I don't know, man. I mean, like 32, 33, somewhere in there. "You don't think they're a playoff team, do you, Dad?" "No, I don't." He goes, "But you don't think they're going to be horrible?" I said, "Well, not with Chris Paul and Gallinari and all. They're not going to be horrible." "Dad, they need to tank." I'm like, "Carson, do you know what tanking feels like?" And he goes, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, "Do you know what it's like to watch a team that goes 16-66? He goes, "Yeah, but Dad, they need to get James Wiseman." I said, "But what if you don't win the lottery ball? What if you don't win the ping pong ball? Then you get some other cat who's not as good as James Wiseman, and you're going to go 16-66 again." And I said, "You do go 16-66 2 or 3 times in a row, and it's not fun to cheer for that team anymore." And he goes, "Well, it worked for the Cubs." I said, "It did. It worked for the Cubs. It did absolutely work for the Cubs. But I can point other teams that tried to do the rebuild that it didn't work." And then I thought about college here. When you tell people, "Hey, let's rebuild." Rebuilding sounds so good until you watch the product on the field once or twice.
It's a great summer storyline. In June, you're completely fine with the rebuild. Late September, you're not so fine with the rebuild.
And then on Labor Day, when you're watching Memphis fans celebrate a win over you, it's not so fun anymore. And people come back with, "Why didn't they recruit some JUCOs?" Well, here's the answer to that question. It's threefold. One, the players in the transfer market who could have helped Ole Miss weren't coming to Ole Miss. Two, the players that were left in the transfer market that may have come to Ole Miss were deemed to be not as good as the players that were currently on the roster. Three, elite junior college players had more offers than just Ole Miss. I said it was threefold. It's about eightfold, but I won't go to 8. 4, the players that were left as JUCO players, they determined that wasn't the efficient way to rebuild the roster. That the right way to rebuild the roster was to go sign high school kids and develop them. When you do that, you as a coaching staff do it knowing that there is a real chance that you are building a roster for your successor to succeed. That you will not be given the time to see the fruits of your labor come to fruition.
I mean, look, he wasn't going to win anyway to the point that they did win, but, I mean, Ed Orgeron. It's a pretty damn good roster in 08 for Houston Nutt.
He did. No doubt about it.
He wasn't going to win 9 games, but good roster.
And am I saying that's what's going to happen with Matt Luke? I'm not. Am I saying that's possible? Yes. Clearly. But the solution when you're trying to pay the bill is not, hey, I'm going to call and see if I can get our credit limit extended. Let's extend the credit limit $2,000 and max that bitch out. All you're doing is you're just kicking the can down the road. Go look at, I put this in 10 thoughts. Look at the 2016 signing class, what's left of it. That should be your seniors right now. Then more importantly, look at the 2017 class. That should be the meat of your roster right now. Look at it carefully. Take off your red and blue glasses. Put your fandom down. It's Tuesday. You're 3 days removed from a game and 4 days away from a game. Today's the perfect day to do it. Go read that class. Nothing against the kids. They're all good kids. And those kids signed with Ole Miss at a time when signing with Ole Miss was not particularly cool and you didn't know what was going on inside your program. But that's the meat of your class. And then look at the 2018 class and look at the 2019 class and understand that that's the bulk of who's playing for you, and they're young. And then figure it out. People say, how much longer? Well, each team is a 5-year cycle. Do the math.
I do think this is the most down one, but yes, you're right. It's where they are in the cycle. So
yes, this is always was going to be the year that the debt was the biggest.
Yeah.
And so if you could figure out a way to go 6-6 and go to the fill in the blank bowl, you could say, wow, man,
survive that one.
On a year when it really could have been bad, it ended up okay.
Yeah.
You have to understand, I know we got to go to a break, you have to understand that there was always the possibility, and we're just one game in. It's really premature because I know how fandom works. If Ole Miss wins on Saturday and then beats Southeastern Louisiana, the hype for the Cal game is going to be, see, we got a chance. Here we go, 3 wins. There was always a chance that this season was disastrous.
Mm-hmm. We'll get to lines in a minute. First, I'll tell you about Visit Oxford. Visit oxfordms.com. Go to the events page, and with a home game this weekend, see all the things going on, including today, the First Tuesday Music Series at Bryant Hall. You get the South Talks lecture today as well at the Barnard Observatory. Also today at the Malco Oxford Commons, you have one of those as well. Thacker Mountain Radio Hour returning September 5th at Off Square Books, obviously 6 to 7 every single week. And then the public double-decker bus tours for in town. Those are at 4 o'clock on the Friday before home football games. Oxford Makers Market is Saturday before the game. And then obviously Ole Miss and Arkansas September 7th. So head on over to Visit Oxford. Visit oxfordms.com, where to stay, what to eat, what to do in see, and the events page. You get all that at visitoxfordms.com.
I'll throw something else on your possible to-do list on Friday night out at Wonderbird Spirits. It begins at 6:30, I believe. Is that right? 6:30? I've been saying 6. I think it's 6:30. I'll clarify that between now and Friday. I'll put it on the message board too. But you're invited, just by being a listener to our podcast, you're invited to Wonderbird Spirits. They're having a whole hog roast sponsored by Blue Delta Jeans. They're going to have a cash bar. It's a beautiful setting out there. It's a lot of fun. It's a really cool spot. You'll love it. They'll have a whole hog provided by Neon Pig, cash bar, and Blue Delta will be out there with special pricing on all of their products as well. Don't know the specifics of what that will be. But if you go out there, you'll figure it out. They'll be out there to fit you. You can pick out your pair of Blue Delta jeans. You'll absolutely love the product the way we do. Frankly, once you wear Blue Delta jeans, it's going to be hard for you to put on your old jeans. You'll love the way Blue Deltas fit, great, great feel, great people. You'll love it. So, again, that's all Friday night, the night before Ole Miss, Arkansas, out at Wonderbird Spirits in Taylor. If you're looking for a place to stay this weekend, may I suggest the Home 2 Suites by Hilton Oxford. It's located at the intersection of South Lamar and Belk Boulevards, the newest Hilton property in Oxford. It's all-suite hotel, proud to be locally owned and operated by Ole Miss alumni. Home 2 Suites is only 1.5 miles from the Grove. It offers complimentary shuttle service on game weekends. Rooms are still available for all home games, and Home 2 Suites is the perfect hotel for Rebel fans. Each room comes with a full-size refrigerator, freezer, dishwasher, microwave, kitchen supplies, pull-out sofa, complimentary breakfast, free Wi-Fi, outdoor patio areas, complimentary washer and dryer. It's pet-friendly. Extended stay rates are available, and Hilton Honors points can be earned and redeemed for bookings. For more information or to book a room, call 662-238-3400 or visit their website, home2oxford.home2suitesbyhilton.com. Follow them on Instagram and Facebook to see exclusive offers and pictures of the property. And while you're out in Oxford, you also might want to think about taking a visit to Splinter Creek. It's a gated conservation community located 8 miles southwest of Oxford, 75 minutes from the Memphis airport. It's splintercreekms.com, 601-898-2772. Call that number. Schedule a tour with Tom Smith Land and Home Agents. It's a beautiful property, 34 lakefront lots ranging in size from 2 to 25 acres, 650 acres of lakes, pine, and hardwood forest, 6 miles of private roads. It's well-maintained cycling, running, and hiking trails. The lakes are the main streets of Splinter Creek. Each has a combination of docks, floating piers, a pavilion with fire pit, outdoor kitchen for use by homeowners, their families, and guests. The lakes were built for swimming, quiet boating, and fishing. They're all professionally managed monthly by American Sport Fish. It's one of the largest producers of live freshwater fish for stocking in the southeast U.S. So check it out. SplinterCreekMS.com, 601-898-2772. And if you're looking for a place to stock your cooler as you head to the Grove this weekend, may I suggest Jackson Beer Company, 10 beer taps for sampling. They have growler fills that are available to you. You can mix your own pack of beers from the single shelf, more than 350 beers to choose from. You can ask about their kegs to go and join their text program for special deals. Text JBEER to 51660. Follow them on Facebook at Jackson Beer Co. and Twitter at Jackson Beer Co. Follow them on Instagram at Jackson Beer Company. The number to call if you want to pre-order, have everything ready to go, 662-638-3642. And if you want to stop in, it's 1801 Jackson Avenue West. It's hidden back there a little bit. Easy to find, though, and once you do, you'll love it. You'll make it a regular part of your travels to and from Oxford.
Podcast also brought to you by Master Cuts Lawn and Landscape. Premium lawn care throughout northern Mississippi, but a lot more as well. They'll build your custom playgrounds, retaining walls, pool decks, outdoor living spaces with paper patios, forestry mulching, and much more. The path to your dream backyard easier than you think. That's GoMasterCuts.com for a free quote, or 662-607-7773. GoMasterCuts.com. How do we do over the weekend, Mr. McCready?
Jeffrey did really well.
Did he?
He went like 5 over.
Okay.
Or 3 over. I can't remember exactly. I went 1 over.
Okay.
You and Zach went 1 under.
Okay.
So we're all okay. We survived week 1.
All okay. It's such a huge swing game for me with that stupid Oregon game. I was the only one that had Oregon. Could have really helped there had that DB decided to make a play on Saturday.
You were in good shape till the final seconds.
59-51 of covering.
Yep.
59-51.
Yep.
Of covering. I did have Wyoming, thankfully.
You did.
I had Wyoming.
You had a couple that were good. You and I both did not take Kentucky. We got bitten on that one. I spent the weekend knowing that I was going to get bit on that, and I did. You and I both had.
We had Carolina.
Yeah.
Didn't go well.
We got beat on that.
I did have Georgia State.
Yeah.
I had Georgia Southern, too, though.
Yeah, you got bit on the Georgia Southern. You didn't think LSU would cover it.
Yeah.
You did. Yeah.
So, anyway, we'll jump into lines for the week here. A little different. I have them in my email because you sent them. I usually have to go look them up. Speaking of the Missouri Tigers, the first game here.
You're really efficient this week. I'm ahead of schedule.
Are you really?
Yeah, seriously.
Well, it was a 3-day weekend.
Picks are already in this. I know, but I did 10 weekend thoughts. I went and covered football stuff yesterday. I got a lot done. Cooked for most of the week.
Would you like a popsicle or a gold star or an orange slice? What would you like?
I don't really want an orange slice unless it's in a Blue Moon.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind a popsicle. I'd like a lime popsicle or a grape.
Lime
or grape.
Really?
One. Oh, yes. Absolutely. Love a grape popsicle. And I would like a gold star, frankly.
Okay. You know my affinity for banana popsicles, but you're not going to play that game.
No, I don't want a banana popsicle. I'd rather just have my gold star.
Yeah, okay. West Virginia plus 14 at Missouri on Saturday.
Tells you how bad West Virginia must suck.
What did they do over the weekend?
I don't even know.
I mean, I know Dana's not there anymore, but what's...
Hey, Siri, who won the West Virginia football?
Obviously not West Virginia.
West Virginia barely prevailed over James Madison by a score of 20-13 last Saturday.
Okay.
Ooh. They trailed at halftime against James Madison.
Okay. Missouri did not play well at all. But
Kelly Bryant was really good. That is the extent of what you can say about Missouri football.
that is the positive.
That's it. Stop there. Save yourself some trouble.
Okay. He was okay.
No, he was good.
So without him, they would have really sucked.
Oh, my God.
Whoever the backup is.
Yes. He was really good.
Okay. We mentioned it a few minutes ago. South Carolina at home. They get Charleston Southern with Helinski at quarterback. Jay Bentley out, I think 6 weeks, that's all. Is that right?
At least 6
Foot?
weeks.
Foot? I think it's
That
foot.
sounds right, yeah.
Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Vanderbilt coming off its 30-6 loss to the Georgia Bulldogs on Saturday in Nashville, where, as predicted, 85% of the crowd was in red.
Got a hot take here. And you watched some of it, too. I got a little hot take coming.
Okay.
Vandy's not as bad as everybody says Vandy is.
Mainly us.
They're a little better than we gave them credit.
I thought they handled themselves fine. They did not get just completely mauled at the line of scrimmage.
Georgia's good.
Georgia's really good.
Georgia's really good. Georgia's a title.
I'm not sure Georgia's not better than Alabama right now.
I think that's fair. I've got them ahead of Alabama.
Yeah, it's close, but nobody's as good as Clemson right now.
Georgia's really good. Georgia does not have a weakness. And Vanderbilt acquitted itself.
And Georgia kind of played with his food a little bit,
It
but
did a little, but
that game wasn't a complete rout for a while. It was okay.
You just nailed it. The line of scrimmage was more competitive than I thought it would be.
For it to not be in doubt whatsoever and the Oregon game really fun, I watched it because I was kind of fascinated by Vanderbilt for a minute. I just kind of turned it on, and I'm like, I'll turn it back in a second. And I just kind of caught myself continuing to watch, if you will.
I was flipping. I saw enough. Now, look, before anybody goes, they're saying Vanderbilt's good.
No.
I'm not. Nope, I'm not saying that.
I'm saying I'm throwing them in this slush pile with all these other teams.
I'm taking them off and I never really did this, but that's a sure win for Ole Miss. No, not based on what I saw Saturday. It's not. It's winnable.
Yeah.
But it's losable.
Speaking of, weird game here, Vanderbilt, next up on the list, getting 8.5 in West Lafayette. Purdue coming off that loss to Nevada where the the true freshman kicker kicked like the 56-yarder at the buzzer. We'll see. I need to go look a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. At least
it was a cool moment, though, there for the Nevada kid. He hits the game winner and gets a scholarship in the locker room after the game.
He had a good night. That
was a positive for the
He told me that the
Wolfpack.
rest of his night went really well too. I'd believe it. Because when you're riding a streak, ride it.
The pizza place had the right kind of pizza. Frozen yogurt place had his favorite.
That's not really what I had in mind, but yeah, sure.
Sure. It's not where you're going. It's in Reno, right? Is it in Reno?
Yeah.
Is Nevada in Reno?
Yeah.
Obviously, Reno's in Nevada, but is Nevada in Reno?
Yes.
Okay. It's true. Okay.
They're both in each other.
Texas A&M plus 18.5 at the other Death Valley in Clemson.
Am I crazy to think A&M's covering this?
It's just a huge line. Now, Clemson's really good.
A&M looks
Georgia
really...
Tech sucks. Look, okay, they suck. I mean, they really, really, really suck. It's a new coach running a different scheme with a triple option offense.
Before the games.
Oh, do they really?
Oh, yeah, they were out lifting weights on the field before the game.
Whoa, what?
Doing like big bicep curls and stuff. Yeah.
This is dumber than Vanderbilt baseball's calisthenics. Lots dumber.
Yeah, lots dumber.
What is it with smart schools trying to be really smart?
Speaking of, Stanford Northwestern was a fun game.
Well, Stanford's quarterback got hurt, which bogged it down a little there toward the end. But
Northwestern's quarterback got hurt too.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he?
He's out for the year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's not good.
No.
I didn't watch any of that game at all.
It was entertaining.
Was it?
Yeah.
You were going to be entertained by that game no matter what.
Yes, I was determined to be entertained.
Okay. I didn't know Georgia Tech lifted weights before the game.
Yeah, they lifted weights and stuff
Really?
on the field, yeah.
Guess got a little pump in.
Yeah, if it was designed to intimidate, it did not work.
It did not work. Clemson was not overly worried about the pumping.
They did not seem to be. I can't speak authoritatively about it, but based on what I saw, Clemson was not bothered.
Everybody keeps talking about tanking in football. Trevor Lawrence still got another year. You got to tank twice if you want Trevor. You got to wait a year to tank.
Be worth thinking about.
I mean, go ahead and give Miami Tua. Go ahead and get that done. They can go ahead and get on the clock because Miami's going to finish with the worst record in the NFL this year.
Well, yeah, they're tanking.
They suck. They did get a lot of resources to picks. Might get into that later. Might be tomorrow. I don't know. Anyway, 18.5 is a big number. My initial lean is A&M, but we'll see. I could be talked out of that as the week moves on.
That's where I'm leaning.
Is it?
Yeah.
Southern Miss plus 17 against the Mississippi State Bulldogs. I assume another game where State will sit those 7 players. I guess 8 now because Thompson's back on the roster.
I would assume they'll sit some guys, yeah.
Well, you got to pick 8 games. Southern Miss is one of the worst 8.
Yeah.
So, yes. Southern Miss win Saturday?
Hey, Siri, who won the Southern Mississippi game?
Southern Miss crushed Alcorn State by a score
well.
of 38 to 10 last Saturday.
That tells me nothing.
38-10 over Alcorn.
Okay. Does that give you a lot?
Doesn't tell me much at all.
Okay. That's a lot. I mean, I think State covers that.
Right. My inclination is that State covers that line.
I mean, they did not play well against Lafayette defensively at all. Offense was okay. They're okay.
Offense was okay.
Little scheme there. It's fine.
Yeah.
The week of the really big line continues here. New Mexico State at Alabama plus 54. That's New Mexico State. I cannot lay 54 points.
And we're at that point in the season where Nick Saban wants his team to play bad for a week so that he.
Well, they played bad for a half.
They did.
They were not good against Duke in the first half.
No. Which you get into Saban psychology and you can trick yourself here. If I told you that he spends the week yelling at his kids and they play super hard and it's 49-0 at the half, are you surprised?
I cannot lay 54 points. Just by rule, I don't lay 54 points.
I understand.
Can't do it.
Those buildings in Vegas were not built with credit.
Georgia plays Murray State. Who cares? Good luck to the Racers.
Yeah.
Are the Racers in football, right?
I don't know.
It's thoroughbreds in other sports, right?
Sure.
I've watched a lot of Murray State baseball over the years, so
That's on you.
I think
That's a you problem. I mean, what do you want, therapy?
I think they're the Racers in football. BYU plus 3 at Tennessee.
See, I'm fascinated by this line.
Okay.
Tennessee looked like what you think I want to say it, but I'm not going to say it because you might have kids in your car.
Warmed over hell is what they look like.
Yeah. How bad must BYU be?
Tennessee got beat at the line of scrimmage by Georgia State. It wasn't a fluke.
No.
Georgia State was just better Saturday.
Yeah. I mean, look, Georgia State might end up being a playoff team, I guess. Maybe I'm not being serious, but come on. It's over. You want to talk about over. It's over.
Already.
Yes, he's done.
You're saying it's already over.
I'm saying he just had his Houston Jacksonville State moment.
It's year 2.
I don't care.
Isn't it? Is it 2? 3?
2 or 3? Is this year 2?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's all running together.
It's year 2.
I think it's year 2. Yeah, because all that crap with Wolken and all that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, he's not surviving that.
That was fun. I know.
Can't sell tickets off that.
So we're thinking like 4 and 8 for the Vols.
I mean, I don't have their schedule in front of me.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, they ain't beating Florida. They ain't beating Alabama, and they ain't beating Georgia.
No, it's 3.
That's 3. We're already at 4.
Yeah.
I think they play State. They're not beating State as of right now.
State as of right now. I don't think they beat Missouri as of right now.
I'm not sure they beat Kentucky right now.
No, I think Kentucky's the team that we undersold.
Yeah.
They're a little better than we gave them credit. I'm not convinced based on what I saw. Tennessee.
They could go 0-6 in the East.
Yeah. And then you lose to Alabama and you lose to
Now they could beat South Carolina, obviously.
You could, yeah. They could lose.
They could. One that you're excited about on Saturday, LSU minus 4.5 at Texas.
Got to figure out how to get that on my computer.
Just go ahead and put it right in your arm. This one's – I'm all in on this one. You got Texas heckling LSU with the DBU stuff.
The Tom Herman, Ed Orgeron.
By the way, if you haven't read it, read Ross Dellinger's story on this coaching
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I linked it in 10 Thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah, put this game in concentrated form and stick it right into my vein.
So, Texas and LSU always do the DBU thing. I think Florida kind of does this too a little bit. But anyway. But Texas put shirts on yesterday at practice with DBU. Or there's only one DBU with a Longhorn logo. Texas, the last time they had a top 2-round secondary pick, 2013. In that time span, LSU's had 6.
Yeah, when I think DBU, I do not think Texas.
Not even a little bit. I mean, Earl Thomas, hell of a player.
Oh, yeah, super.
But
it shows you what Herman has done there with their attitude. He has brought this edge back to
But it's
them.
a forced edge, isn't it?
It is.
It's coming off because you're having to reach. You're still having to reach a little.
And I'm going to tell you, and look, I know it was Georgia Southern.
You think LSU's for real?
LSU looked different. And I know it was Georgia Southern. I get it. And I know that this Saturday is a prime candidate night for Ed Orgeron to lose his mind and take the offense away and go back to being Captain Caveman. I completely get it. I'm just going to tell you I love LSU in this game.
You laying them. 4.5 at Texas.
I might lay double the 4.5.
I despise Texas now with Tom Herman. Can't stand them. They drive me insane.
Here's my other hot take. Burrow in that offense looked like an NFL quarterback. He made real throws Saturday. They've got weapons. They're athletic. They looked good.
I'm laying them. Because I just kind of want to. I want to watch the game and be for LSU. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
For my own just psyche, I'd rather watch it and be for them and not think, well, I do have Texas.
I will say this also. This game will be uniform porn. I like Texas's home uniform.
They're going to wear the orange.
And LSU's going to wear the white.
Yeah. You never know with Herman. He might wear white and make LSU wear purple.
He could. He's
he's
kind of a psychopath in a good way. No, I'm so in on this. I mean, I know
the dude mocked Drew Lock in a game where both teams were 6-6.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Oklahoma's still going to win the Big 12.
Is there any way this game can get moved to 2:30? Can we just do it? Does no one think of me?
We have computers.
Yeah, I know.
It's not the same. I know.
We're covering a game that we got to really talk about and really look at, and I don't know what's going to happen. And
it's not like they're playing UT Martin, and you go, okay, fine, whatever.
Listen,
there's games.
Let me just tell you, if this were UT Martin or New Mexico State Saturday, I would be sitting back in the back, headphones in, listening to. And
holler at me if somebody breaks an ankle.
Yeah, hey Chase, let me know when it's time to go down.
So
I would be completely dialed out.
We'll continue our talk with Lions and more in 1 second. First, about Community Mortgage, Oxford, Memphis, Soto County, and Chattanooga. All underwriting and processing is done in Memphis. So you're getting local underwriting that understands your market, a leader in condo financing, and the float down option. So you lock in the current rate, but if rates go down before you close, you get the lower rate. Also, rates are as low as they've been in about 2 years, so a good time to call Jason Lowe at 662-234-2704 or JLOWE at communitymtg.com.
Celebrate 125 seasons of Ole Miss football with this exclusive offer. Pick one conference game and one non-conference game, which includes parking for just $125. For more information, visit OleMissTix.com. Rebel fans, be sure to secure your Rebel Flex Pass this season at the Vault for just $249. New features this year include linking passes with friends, adding guest tickets, and more. For more information, visit OleMissTix.com. Join the Rebel football team back in the Vault as they open their 125th season on Saturday versus the Arkansas Razorbacks. Tickets still remain and can be purchased by visiting OleMissTix.com. And the 2019-20 Ole Miss Hoops season is just around the corner. Don't miss any of the action of Coach Yo's women's basketball team and Coach Kermit Davis's men's team this season in the Pavilion. For tickets, visit OleMissTix.com. We are also brought to you by Grenada Nissan. If you are looking for a Nissan vehicle, I can't recommend Grenada Nissan higher. Stop by, tell Gene and Sandy that you heard about Grenada Nissan on the podcast at rebelgrove.com. You'll get Rebel savings on top of the already great deals at Grenada Nissan. It's located just off Interstate 55 in Grenada, GrenadaNissanUSA.com. Week number 2 of Neal's Picks will be published on Thursday. It is sponsored by Southern Craft Stove and Tap, Highway 7 and Sisk Avenue in Oxford. If you're looking for a place to dine on Friday night, you don't want to fight the square, highly suggest Southern Craft Stove and Tap. It's developed by longtime friends and Ole Miss alums Griffin Tanner and Bubba Gross. The dynamic duo were able to fuse their specialties and experience into Southern Craft Stove and Tap. The restaurant places an emphasis on food and atmosphere, mixing the quality of fine dining with a come-as-you-are environment. The restaurant features a family-friendly play area, a private dining room for parties or business meetings, a bar with more than 30 craft beers on tap, seated dining for lunch or dinner, an incredible selection of catering items for any occasion, and an ever-shaded patio. So avoid the parking on the square. Head over and experience their carefully crafted dishes with your favorite Southern ingredients. Again, Southern Craft Stove and Tap, Highway 7 and Sisk Avenue in Oxford. And we're brought to you by Pinnacle Trust based in Madison, Mississippi. They represent clients in more than 20 states, have advisors in 3 states. Founded in 1997, Pinnacle Trust provides detailed, specialized investment management, financial planning, retirement planning for individuals and businesses, and much more. At Pinnacle Trust, investing is treated like a commodity. Decisions are made using objective information and research, not emotions. So regardless of your level of wealth, Pinnacle Trust will sit down with you, listen to your goals, study your expenses, and put forth a comprehensive, detailed financial and retirement plan built just for you. PinTrust.com, PINN Trust.com. Mention you heard about Pinnacle Trust on the podcast. You'll get 10% off your first year's fee.
So jumping back into these, speaking of UT Martin, actually next on the list, they are in Gainesville to play the Florida Gators after a week off for Florida, and their win over Miami. Okay, whatever. Moving on. Jason Simpson's still there. Is he going to go into the game trying to win?
Yeah, the goal is to win the game.
The goal is to win the game. That is the only goal.
You play to win the game.
That's it.
Nope.
Nothing else to come out of that.
Nope.
Willie Fritz and Will Hall head to the Plains this weekend. Tulane plus 19.5 at Auburn.
Feels like a big number, frankly.
It does a little bit. I get it was Florida International. I get it. Tulane looked okay.
Looked pretty good. And this has letdown written all over it for Auburn.
It does.
Yeah. Interesting game, frankly.
That number feels a little big.
Yeah.
Tulane doesn't suck.
Tell you what, Auburn's defensive front is legit.
They are. They're very good. And that might just overwhelm this game and make it whatever it is.
That Derek Brown.
Yep.
Oof.
They're good.
He made money Saturday night.
He did. Eastern Michigan plus 14.5 at Kentucky. I've already gotten bitten by basically this entire line before. So
not getting bit again.
You're taking the couple Wildcats and laying the 14.5.
I'm apologizing.
You don't like the Eagles of Eastern Michigan this weekend.
I would like to apologize formally to Mark Stoops. I don't know that I have given you enough credit for what you've done.
Okay.
It's my fault. I'm sorry. Once bitten, twice shy. I'm in. Go Cats.
Arkansas, actually a little even bigger than it opened. It went up, of all things, +7 in Oxford against the Rebels. Crazier for me, however, was the total, 57.5 on the over/under for Arkansas and Ole Miss.
How the hell they get there?
There's got to be just a certain level of idiot quotient when it comes into Ole Miss and Arkansas playing, right? Hey, some weird crap's going to happen. Let's throw that thing up 10 points just because.
Well, they do play a lot of overtimes. I mean, they do, and overtimes get points. So I get that. So 7 points, it feels
like the dude that you got in your sports book that likes like their SEC common sense hand raise guy when they're doing lines and they're like, hey, Ole Miss and Arkansas are like, throw it up. Like crazy stuff. Nah, yeah. Put it up.
Some guy's going, look, it's going to go at least 5 overtimes.
Just put that thing 10 points higher. Everybody's going to take the under, and we're going to get rich and build a new building. That's what we're going to do, okay?
Yeah, because last year that game was freaking crazy.
They're all crazy.
They're all crazy. So this one probably, which makes me think, why 7 points? That's awfully big.
Does that mean they really, really hate Arkansas?
I think. So they're giving Ole Miss 3 points for home field.
Sure, ish.
Even though Ole Miss has not won a home conference game in a while.
Mm-mm.
When was the last time Ole Miss won a home conference game?
Is it under Hugh Freeze?
Has Matt Luke won a home conference game?
Are we just forgetting something obvious and everybody's going to be yelling at the TV right now or the
Where's
computer
my
right
media
now?
guide? I got a media guide in here, don't I?
I mean, hold on. Just keep talking for a second. I got it.
Could have sworn I had a media guide in here.
Here, I got this. Hold on. We're good. Just chill.
Okay.
It's all good.
I'm good. I wonder where I put my media guide.
I mean, home SEC games. Just go back through the list since the last one. We'll do it this way.
Okay.
Let's see. They played Alabama, lost. They played Arkansas. No, sorry. They played Auburn, lost. Played Carolina, lost. Played State, lost.
State lost.
So last year's a no. I think we knew that anyway.
I knew that one.
The year before, the 2 wins were Kentucky on the road and State on the road, correct?
That is correct.
Is that right?
They won in Starkville and they won in Lexington.
Those were the only 2 that year.
Isn't that right? They just won.
Oh, they beat Vanderbilt in that Shea Patterson huge game, 57-35, remember?
That was in Oxford.
Yeah.
Oh, that was when Shea came in after.
Yeah. That was the day we got Sean Patterson's ire up. Yeah.
The Sean Patterson Bowl.
Yeah, sorry. That was it. So,
Sean
yeah,
Patterson's
sorry.
senior. So it's been 2 years.
Yeah. 2017.
Okay.
That's correct. 57-35 over the Commodores.
Yeah.
On October the 14th, 2017.
Because we both picked Vanderbilt to win the game.
That is correct.
Yeah.
2 weeks later was that crazy Arkansas game. It was 38-37 that, frankly, Arkansas wanted to lose, and Jeff Long looked like somebody had kicked his puppy walking out of the stadium. He was so pissed off.
So they won twice at home that year. Oh, no. Arkansas won.
Arkansas won the game.
Right.
Jeff Long did not want to win the game.
Yeah, he did not want to win the game.
Yeah. Arkansas did not even put people in the suites that it had reserved that week.
That's right.
Because that was the Bielema deal going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. Just crazy.
So Ole Miss getting 3 points-ish for home field.
I mean, sure, whatever.
So they think Ole Miss is about 4 points back.
The over-under is down to 55 from 57.5.
Some sharps jumped on that bad boy. Neither offense looked capable, frankly. And both defenses looked okay. Arkansas's defense looked athletic in some spots.
They looked fine.
It was fine. Yeah.
Fine.
I said okay.
Yeah, fine.
I mean, I didn't look at it and go, God, they suck. And I did look at their offense and go, it sucks.
If you'd like a first half line, I've got the first couple of those popping up. You can take Ole Miss -4 in the first half. If you like a first half line. Everybody got it 6 or 7. That's up and down the board, offshore, Vegas, everybody. 6 or 7. Take your pick. It's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points.
On a game that I think is very close.
Yeah, just on a game that I don't know.
Well, right. So it's very close.
Yeah.
That's all I got. I don't know. Analysis, I know, and all.
Well, I mean, I watched both games. I did my part. I just,
Liberty's a 10-point underdog against Louisiana Lafayette this weekend in Lafayette.
How much time you want to spend here?
On what? You got something?
Yeah, I got something.
I was just giving you. I was just giving you some
Have you ever
lines.
seen anything more ridiculous?
Then what?
Stop it.
Then what?
In a college football game than the head coach laying in a hospital bed. Absurd.
We thought Derek Dooley in the stool was really strange, like 5 or 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago, whenever that was. Thought that was a really weird deal. Not so weird anymore.
Not even close. And what was he wearing? Like, what was his get-up?
It was a pullover and shorts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
What, you want him to have a gown on?
well, no, but put pants on.
He had shorts on.
And just the whole thing.
So now you got a problem with him wearing a Liberty cap?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No. Was he able to get up and go to the bathroom? Did he have a bedpan? Did they have a, what's it called, a urethra? What did they? What
A
did,
catheter?
Yeah.
I don't know if he had a catheter in or not. I haven't asked.
I'm curious.
He was on Pardon My Take today, apparently, so people can hear 30 minutes of it.
Oh, God. I will say the reporter was kind of attractive, which is par for the course.
Yeah, I did laugh at this. I did laugh at this on Saturday. Speaking of Ross Dellinger, he put a tweet out Saturday night. Had the picture of the bourbon glass he uses very often when something stupid's going on. And he goes, 2 years ago, you fell into a coma and woke up today. Hugh Freeze is coaching Liberty from a hospital bed. Tommy Tuberville is running for Congress. LSU's running the spread. Jalen Hurts is at Oklahoma. Kelly Bryant's at Missouri. Les Miles is at Kansas. And Mac Brown's at North Carolina. And here we are. I don't know. The sport gets dumber and better by the day. I have no words.
And somewhere Nick Saban goes, this really just gets too easy.
Yeah, Dabo calls Nick and goes, this isn't very complicated anymore, is it? See you in December.
Yeah.
January. So he's flying to Lafayette, though, right, for the game? So is he going to be in a bed in their press box?
I don't know.
I was told he was flying with the team this week.
I'm sure there will be TV cameras there to document
You sure?
all the drama.
He did the post-game press conference. Did you see that?
Yes.
It was on a video. It was like they brought a teleconferencing thing in.
I saw that.
It's very creative.
He didn't have a game clock in there. It really made it hard for him to.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't know the game clock?
Why. Well, he didn't. Didn't have a clock in the room. Bless his heart.
Would you have liked to have an internal dialogue on Dino Babers when he did the thumbs up thing?
Yes.
Would you like to know as he's walking across the field what's going through his mind?
I'd also like to know what was going through Jerry Falwell Jr.'s mind.
Not what he predicted, I would assume.
I'm going to guess that's not exactly the way they had it laid out.
So who's the on-field coach? Ken or Mo?
It was Mo.
It was Mo.
Yeah. Explains the complete lack of production.
24-0 final. I mean, Syracuse is pretty good. They played okay.
Yeah.
They did.
Sure.
Syracuse is all right.
Babers is a very good coach.
He is. He's a dang good coach.
Yeah. Well, he's never looked more professional than he did on Saturday.
I'm curious how long this sideshow can run out is my question. How long do we keep doing this?
I will say this, based on what I heard from people around the league, and we both know people around the league. I know multiple people around the league well enough to have a conversation via text or whatnot.
All right.
Hugh Freeze hurt himself Saturday night.
Oh, really?
No question.
With anything here. Or not here, but SEC-wise.
Yeah.
Sorry, not here. Whoa,
happens-
whoa.
If it happens here, man, there's not enough bourbon in this town. There wouldn't be enough vodka either after that. So.
I haven't listened to this interview yet. I've got to. I asked for Cliff Notes on the board this morning, and I'm getting Cliff Notes, and I'm just reading through it.
Tell me.
Freeze said the LAU staff had to cut a wall to put the hospital bed into the press box. So they literally cut a wall out. He confirmed, and if this is all true, again, I'm reading a Cliff Notes thing from the message board. They could be screwing with me. I have no idea.
Okay.
Hugh confirmed that HUD Secretary Ben Carson helped diagnose his staph infection.
Okay.
So, plus 10 there. Let's see. Says they discussed his fake funeral while at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, everybody does those.
Let's see. Somebody says it was a little awkward because he just got asked, hey, what happened? And all of a sudden he went into like a huge, long-winded explanation of what's wrong with him and stuff that wasn't necessarily asked. But I will say, and I agree with somebody here, look, there's plenty to make fun of that is fully justified. If you were going to do an interview, that's the one to do. Make it lighthearted, make it a joke, and move on with your day. Don't get on ESPN or some TV cameras and do some stuff. Just have some fun and move on. It's all right.
What did he say about the fake funeral?
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't seen. You can go listen.
I will.
You in?
I'm going to.
It's a little car crash.
I know what's going to happen. I'm going to listen, and at the end of the 30 minutes, I'm going to be so mad at myself for losing those 30 minutes.
You don't think it'll be worth it?
I don't think it's going to be a valuable use of my time. But I'll probably listen anyway.
I do really enjoy the so pardon my take, they basically have like little caricatures like and logos for all their shows. For today's episode they went with this. Two of them with Freeze in the bed between them giving the thumbs up.
I will tell you that the whole entire thing got me excited about Halloween. Got me really thinking. Halloween's on the Thursday this year. It's a perfect night. Picks are in by then. Mailbag's done.
Hay's in the barn, if you will.
The hay is in the barn. I don't think the Cubs will be playing a World Series game that night or anything. I don't think there'll be a whole lot of distractions. I think I could entertain the neighborhood children.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay.
Were you stunned by it? Or does nothing stun you?
I mean, look. To a point, sure. Come on. But no.
I do love the GIF that they put together of the Iowa fans waving to the hospital and then Hughes waving back. That one. Oh man, I love it. I spent more of my Sunday watching that over and over and over than I'd like to admit.
Yeah, I got to move on because I know a little more I can say. No, I'm not overly surprised. No.
Yeah, I had several people text me with, "Can you believe this?" And my answer was, "Well, yeah,
Sure.
yeah." I mean, do you forget where I am? I believe it. I mean, try to shock me. Good luck.
Got a wall in the press box.
But why?
Well, that's the answer. That's the question. Why?
Why?
Just
If you're so sick, stay home and heal. Or stay at your hotel and heal.
yeah.
If you're so sick, you don't need to be there.
Well, it was necessary because laying down is more comfortable. Is that my interpretation?
Yeah, but if you can't sit up, if you tell me today, "Hey Neil, I'm too sick to get out of the bed. I literally can't get up." I'm going to say, "All right, Chase, get well.
Take a day.
Take a day. I'll handle this week. You just take a day, relax a little bit, get well because I need you to come back healthy." Did really the Syracuse game, did it really in the whole scheme of the big picture of Liberty football, did it really matter so much other than the fact that he desperately needed the attention and needed to be on television? Give me any other reason why that was necessary.
Didn't want to let his kids down. Want to be around his
They could have
kids.
Skyped him from a hotel room or his home. They could have taped a message. Could have taped that weird pregame speech that he did. Could have taped that on Wednesday.
It's a lot of used material there. I've heard that one before.
I'd heard a lot of that before.
Yeah.
So he could have done that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This was nothing but an attention grab.
Yeah.
By a guy who it has to all be about him.
Way this college football season starting out with the crazy stuff. Probably a lot of people that need some little CBD oil to help you out with that. Even the roll-on version now, make it easy. Just roll it on in a few pulse points and get after it. 662-236-2222 is the phone number at G&M Pharmacy there on South Lamar in Oxford. You know, they deliver local to your home or workplace throughout the Oxford area. They got MedSync, which lets them fill your prescription the same day every single month. Make it easy on you. They will take care of you. You can even get the sildenafil over the internet. You don't have to call anybody. You just go to gnmpharmacy.com. You click product request and fill it right there. Make it as discreet as possible. So again, 662-236-2222.
My mailbag will be up tomorrow on rebelgrove.com. It is brought to you by the Westin Jackson, a Marriott property in downtown Jackson. You can accrue or use your Marriott points at the Westin Jackson. And speaking of Hugh Freeze, you can also visit Soul Spots, the ultimate luxury spa experience in downtown Jackson. Indulge in personalized massages, signature facials, soothing body treatments, and much more on their extensive spa list. Don't roll your eyes at me. It's also brought to you. It's also home to Estelle Wine Bar and Bistro. Sip on a creative craft cocktail, vodka and lemonade, maybe. Enjoy their curated wine list. It's open for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and Sunday brunch. Chef Caden's offerings are fantastic. So is the Westin Jackson. You should definitely check it out. And if you just need a getaway, starting to plan your holiday trip, maybe you're planning a golf outing. Whatever the case may be, get in touch with John Edwards, Regency Travel Incorporated in Memphis. He's part of Virtuoso. It's a worldwide network of travel partners that allows John to supply his clients with added values, unique benefits that are simply not available to other travelers. Check out his Instagram page. I'm going to get that to you. This week. He has pictures of some of his trips from kind of all over. You get an idea of some of the amenities that he's able to find for himself, and he'll find them for you as well. Give him a call, 901-494-3387. Give him some parameters. Give him a budget. He'll give you some options. And know this, you don't have to live in or near Memphis to take advantage of his services. It's J. Edwards at regencytravel.net. First-time clients can save $50 off their first booked trip just by telling John you heard about Regency Travel on the podcast. My 10 thoughts are up on Monday, late afternoon yesterday. They're brought to you by Harry Alexander. He's an Oxford-based RE/MAX Legacy Realty agent, big part of Savannah Square. It's a new 9-acre development, 0.7 of a mile, from the Oxford Downtown Square. Conveniently located east of North Lamar, just a short stroll from the Midtown Shopping Center. Houses Snack Bar, BBB, Jinsei, all those places. Savannah Square will initially consist of 32 standalone detached structures ranging in size from about 1,100 to 2,400 square feet. The model home is available for your inspection, located at 215 William Street. So get in touch with Harry, take a look at the model, get more information about this great new development while units are still available. SavannahSquareOxford.com or 662-801-5621. Are also brought to you by Oxford University Bank. OUB, locally owned and operated right here in Oxford. When you deposit money at OUB, that money and the vast majority of the bank's profits go right back into the Oxford community. OUB gives you the comfort of home, all the benefits the big mega banks provide, all the technology and products you can want, all with the personal touch. And when you call OUB, you speak directly with the live person. There's no 10 buttons to push, no 5-minute wait. OUB is home to Kasasa. It's the absolute best cash checking account. And with Kasasa, OUB will pay customers 2.5% interest on their balances up to $50,000 and refund ATM fees nationwide. To learn more about OUB, check out liveoxfordbankoxford.com or call 662-234-6668. OUB is FDIC insured. And we're brought to you by 7 South Tailgating. It's owned and operated by husband and wife duo Kyle and Jordan Thornton. They're both Ole Miss alums and Oxford locals. What started as a way to pay for college has become the greatest tailgating service provider at Ole Miss. The team at 7 South are rebels through and through. They take pride in the Grove and the impact their service has on protecting, preserving, and enriching the Ole Miss game day tailgating tradition. Call directly at 662-321-1682 or visit 7southtailgating.com.
I would assume a pretty busy week of podcasts. I dropped another Bourbon South yesterday. We sat down with Emily Blunt, owner of St. Leo and St. Leo Lounge. I thought it was one of the better ones. She's very interesting. She's got quite the restaurant situation going with St. Leo. Neil and I both pretty big fans of that place, and then the lounge as well here in the last few months or so. So you can find that all the places that you find our podcast and whatnot. But pretty interesting. Spent more than a decade in New York. Was an off-Broadway actor for a while and a lot of things, including she had a lot of different ideas when she got to Oxford on maybe what she wanted to do from a food standpoint. Her number 2 thing, if she did not open St. Leo, and Neil's very happy here because he would not have been able to mentally handle this one and participate and help her out. Gourmet donuts was her number 2.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm glad she chose the direction she chose.
Yeah, gourmet donuts was the number 2.
Because I wouldn't have been able to do that with any degree of enjoyment. And
it would have been great.
Would have been constant temptation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate that decision.
Do you?
I love St. Leo. Love it. It's fantastic.
So she brought a couple bottles. She brought some Wonderbird. Speaking of, she still it's good. It's growing. People talk about it a lot, honestly.
Well, it's a really good product.
It's a good product.
And that's coming from someone who's
I'm not a gin drinker at all.
Typically not a gin drinker at all. Like, I will avoid gin drinks.
But I had a drink with her on Friday at Wonderbird just over ice. Just gin over ice.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's fine. And I've never in my life done that before with
It's
gin.
kind of refreshing, has a little floral quality to it.
Well, the botanicals from gin, yeah. Mm-hmm. But they're light. It's not that overpowering gin where you feel like you're almost eating tree sap at times.
Sometimes like a really cheap gin, if you drink it by itself, you're like, oh, that's Pine Sol.
Yeah.
2019 vintage.
Yeah, good year.
Yeah.
Good year.
This has a much more pleasant taste.
NFL starting Thursday. You pumped?
Yes, sir.
You all in?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Jersey ordered.
Is it really?
I did.
What'd you do?
Trubisky.
Did you?
Went safe.
Went safe. What color?
Got the white 100-year
Okay.
special.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's cool.
I mean, when you jump in, both feet.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
NFL, you can wear a jersey. NFL and not be a circus clown.
Circus clown.
Just it is what it is. I mean, people can say what they want to say. If you wear a jersey to a college game as an adult, you're a circus clown. If you wear a jersey to an NFL game as an adult, I'm not the one that makes the rules. You fit right in. CEOs go to NFL games wearing jerseys.
Yeah.
They don't wear jerseys to college games.
Yeah. You're right.
You wear your school's polo to the college game.
Yeah.
You wear your team's jersey to the NFL game. No one thinks anything of it.
For whatever reason.
I don't make the rules.
But you can observe the rules.
I've observed. No one's going to look at me funny if I walk into Soldier Field wearing a Bears jersey. No one.
I have cut this down to just one, and frankly, I don't have a ton of interest in it, but I'm still participating. I had my one fantasy football draft last night.
How'd it go?
I tell you what I did last night.
Okay.
Because I got asked yesterday. I said, "Have you done any mock drafts?" I'm like, "No, I have not done any mock drafts. I'll wing it at the time." And I said, I like it. Okay, I'm glad to have one team. I don't want more than that. I don't want to have to worry about setting stuff and really having to dig into it. But one team's kind of fun to follow in a way because I don't really gamble, so it's something just to kind of do. But I said I'm going to enjoy this year, and I'm not going to be any good probably, but I'll be competitive. I won't hurt the integrity of the league by sucking so much that it affects things. I just took a bunch of players I either like or players off teams that I like watching and said I'm going to do it this way. I don't have to worry about taking a bunch of Falcons and then play like whatever. So I'm full of like Saints and Rams. And I said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take a bunch of Saints and a bunch of Rams, and I'm just going to play it out this way. Phillip Rivers. I was one spot from getting Breeze in like the 9th round. And it got taken the pick before I was picking. I thought this could be golden. I can not even worry about a thing. I can basically watch two teams.
So who's your?
But like I took Michael Thomas with my first pick.
Okay.
Like I had the 10th pick.
Okay.
So yeah, I just started like I'm just going to take some Rams. I'm going to take some Saints. I'm going to do it that way. That's what I'm going to play.
Who are your receivers?
Well, Michael Thomas, Brandon Cooks. I did end up with Devontae Freeman, so I do have a Falcon on my roster, but it's okay. Well, it's okay.
You have some conflict.
No, I won't have any conflict. I will hope he breaks his ankle that week, actually. But
okay.
No conflict.
Who's your defense?
I don't even know. I turned it off with the last 2 rounds were going on, so I don't even know what they picked for me. It'll be somebody. But I even ended up with like Jared Cook at tight end. I'm like, okay, fine.
Gotcha.
It's a Saint. We'll do it that way.
Who's your kicker?
I just said I turned it off with the last 2 picks when they pick kickers and defenses. I don't know, and I don't like whatever. It's fine. It's not going to affect my my self-esteem or my self-worth on how my fantasy football team does.
A lot of people in that league take that thing pretty seriously.
It is a highly competitive league. I will be
no prize.
Yeah, right. No,
it's bizarre.
Yeah, no. A lot of emotional energy going in that league. No offense.
No,
I mean I'm still participating. But yeah. So anyway. All right. What we got? It's Packers Bears Thursday.
Packers Bears Soldier Field. NBC, baby.
7:30.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fair enough. We will be back tomorrow. A little different show for you tomorrow. So we'll be back with another podcast, and then throughout the week, check out all our offerings from MPW Digital. Like I said, I'll put some grades up here in a bit, and we'll completely turn the page on from Memphis at rebelgrove.com. So do that, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.